What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsYJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. I have a special guest today. Yeah, y'all know who he is. You recognize the face, and if you don't, you recognize the runs, the plays, the touchdowns. Mr. Davius Richards of North Carolina Central. How's it going, Davius?
Man, I can't complain. I woke up a champion, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I didn't wake up a champion, man. I woke up a loser, but it is what it is now. That is because of you and your team, the Celebration Bowl champions, 2022 Celebration Bowl champions, MEAC champions. They were able to get a 41-34 victory over Jackson State. An overtime thriller, probably, most people will say, Davius, I don't know if you've heard, it's probably the best Celebration Bowl in the history of the game. So that's one thing. You guys also brought in about 2.5 million people around the country tuned into that game. So yeah, be proud. And they saw what you did with the messed up hand, opposite throwing hand, going out there, scoring all those touchdowns. But we'll get into all of that. We'll get into all of that, man, because we've got a lot to say. You just went out there and if you weren't already a star in most people's eyes, you proved that you're a star in this game. But before we talk about that game and the success that you all had this season at North Carolina Central, let's talk about the early days of ball, man. Who introduced you to the game? What were your first thoughts of playing the game, and how'd you kind of get into football?
I mean, first and foremost, it really comes from where I'm from. I'm from Bagley, Florida, the Muck City. And it's a pretty known football town, like even throughout the NFL and stuff. We produce a lot of guys, man. But
yeah.
So either way, I was going to get introduced to it either way. But more, I got introduced to it because a lot of my friends were playing. They started playing way earlier than me. I started like in the third grade, so seeing my friends and my older brother playing and just trying to be around them boys, I ended up getting into football.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So at what age did you realize, like, hey, man, I'm kind of good at this football thing now. I'm actually all right.
For real, for the most part, I was playing just off the enjoyment of football my whole life. Okay. I didn't really recognize that I can take it to like the next level as in college until like the end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year, when I had like coaches and stuff talking to me about playing at the next level.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome, man. So let's talk. You played quarterback. I mean, you're a QB1. When did you pick up the ball and become a quarterback? Have you always been a quarterback, or is it something you transitioned into? How'd they come about?
I think a lot of people can say it, but when I first started playing, man, I was trash. I ain't even gonna count. Yeah, I started off playing. When you first get out there, they trying to figure out who you was and stuff like that. I wasn't always the fastest guy or whatever. So they put me on the line. So I played whole line like my first year, not even the whole year for like the mid season. I started off the O line, just getting the feel of things. Then that's when I started playing middle linebacker and fullback.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't the fastest, but I can run the ball pretty mean a little bit back in my day.
We know that. That's something we do know. That kind of transition that carried with you.
Yeah, so I played really fullback, middle linebacker for most of my years until I want to say 6th, 7th grade. My quarterback who I was playing Little League with, he ended up moving to running back. And then I just I forgot how it went. Either I kind of asked or like the coach was just like having tries type stuff. Ended up throwing the ball next day. Now I'm in the quarterback position. So I started around like middle school playing quarterback. Really took it serious like 10th grade, I believe. 9th grade, I was still dabbling in other positions.
I got you. Once again, we're talking to Davius Richard of North Carolina Central, Celebration Bowl champion. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. But now, Davius, let's talk. You talked about high school. What was your high school journey like as far as playing ball in high school? Who did you go to multiple high schools? I know some people go to different high schools. How was that like for you in your football experience?
I didn't go to a lot of high schools. Where I'm from, they take rivalry pretty big.
Okay.
So, the two schools that was down there was Pahokee High School and Glade Central. I went to Glade Central. 9th grade year, I was still playing Little League because some injuries and stuff, so I stayed down just to make sure I had a playing experience. 10th grade, played JV. 11th grade when I started on varsity ball.
I got you. So when did so you said 11th grade, you started varsity. I know, yeah, that Muck City, those rivals are big. What was that like? Playing in some of those games against your rival high school.
For real, the experience is unmatched. Like I can say, even just playing in the Celebration Bowl, I get the same feeling of the atmosphere Celebration Bowl, probably a little bit more from the rivalry games, man. You go look up on YouTube and stuff like that. Look up the Muck Bowl, bro. I'm talking about it brings the whole city out. NFL stars, a lot of people coming back home who moved up Georgia or whatever they moved from. A lot of people like fly home just to see that game and see that rivalry and atmosphere.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Once again, we're talking to Davius Richard of North Carolina Central. Now, Davius, when did recruiting start? Like, when did you start hearing from different colleges, and how did North Carolina Central get involved?
My recruiting started, I want to say that spring of my senior year, that spring ball. We played Deerfield Beach. We ended up losing that game, but like after the game, it was a couple colleges came and talked to me. I ended up picking up like 3 offers within like that 3-week span after the spring game.
Wow.
It included Delaware State, Alabama A&M, and Colgate. Colgate was my first offer they had. They actually flew down to the school, and the coach like offered me personally. So
Wow.
I mean, that was like major love. But going into my senior year, I mean, I had those 3, talked to a couple other colleges throughout the summer, stuff like that. But in the season, eating season of my senior year, didn't really play out in my side as like recruiting wise and offer wise. Them 3 schools I ain't gonna stop talking to for real, except for Alabama and them. But thank you, they had a coaching style change. So the coach that would recruit me there ended up leaving and coming to North Carolina Central. And I guess him coming here, he told Coach Oliver about me. They watched me film and stuff, and they just started recruiting me hard in January.
Wow. And so you went ahead and made that decision to go to North Carolina Central. Pretty good one. What was that like when you told your folks, told your pops, mom, everybody that, hey, like, I think I'm going to roll with North Carolina Central? Did they know much about the school? Did you know much about the school before you chose there?
For real, I only found out about it when, like I said, the coach that recruited me came here. And then they've, pretty, like I was saying, they recruited me hard, saying, all the best of pieces of that. Gave me my first official visit the week when the official visit started. So they flew me up here. Flew me my aunt came up here. Just showed us the facilities and stuff like that around campus. They game plan academic wise, and then just the vision that Coach Oliver had for the program within the next few years. And it just like throughout the whole experience, man, it just felt real genuine, felt like love. So I mean, it wasn't really no problem. They offered me officially that Sunday of that weekend. I think I ended up committing either that Sunday or that Monday.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Once again, we're talking to Davius Richard of North Carolina Central. Now, Davius, the North Carolina Central that you went to is not the North Carolina Central that just won the Celebration Bowl. So take me back, man. I mean, let's be honest. Take me back to when you get on campus. What was your early years in North Carolina Central, that experience both as a student and as a student athlete on the field, like for you?
For real. I mean, like you said, 2019, yeah, it got ugly, man. I think we ended up under 500. But I mean, it was all like, it's hard to just restart a whole team, a whole culture, just 1 year. So I came in like 2019, that July as a freshman. Came in like 4th string, 5th string, whatever. Didn't expect to play for. I was trying to my plan was to just work on myself, like body wise, because I was freshman, so I'm a little undersized, and then just work on myself mentally. But throughout like transfer portal and just injuries and stuff, I ended up playing early. So I mean, it played out, as you can see, in the long run. But I mean, it happened for a reason.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, talk about your coach. You brought him up a little bit, Coach Oliver. What's it like playing for him, man? I mean, it look like I see the videos. Hey, that man looks like for folks y'all go to war for him. What's it like playing for Coach Oliver?
Hey man, that's a hell of a guy, man. That's my man. Like I said, real honest guy. He's not gonna sugarcoat with you as far as anything in life, for real. If you coming to him about playing, about situation, anything, you need advice, he's gonna be pretty straightforward with you and always get like the best advice. But just him in general and like the team in general, like even me, I just seen like a lot of growth from him and me from 2019 to now. He just played like a big part in that, whether it was directly or just like through like the coaching staff of his hiring.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now let's talk about, you talk about 2019. Let's get to the 22 season, man. This season, what? Come on, walk me through this season, man. MEAC champion, Celebration Bowl, but like walk me from the beginning off season. Did you guys know y'all would be this good this year? Like, what was that mindset coming into this year? Because what? Before you answer, because I'm gonna say that because your coach ain't forgot. HBCU game day and different polls, they didn't have y'all in the top 10. So what was it like inside the building before the season started on how good you guys thought you could be?
For real, the season started at the end of the 2021 season, but like just to pick up Coach on that video, when that came out, we had a team meeting that day was when it came out, but I just still remember everybody in the team meeting just sitting there. He put the video up, we just looking at the rankings and saying we didn't see us. We like, all right, bet. He just, you know how he is. Hey, I don't believe it's 10 teams better than us at HBCU football or whatever. But I mean, you see what happened. But like I knew this kind of season we were gonna have last season, because last season you seen bits and flashes of it, just all the pieces went together. So I mean, coming into the off season, the coaches did a real good job of just seeing every player one by one and just telling them what their strengths and weaknesses is and what they need to work on that off season. And I mean, the players bought in. January when we came back for workouts, winter workouts, it was different. I mean, I never really heard too much complaining workout wise, but hey, they put us through some hell. And these guys just like, hey, head down and work. You'll hear a little bit. It hurts, it's tired, but when you hear that, you just, next thing you know, not even half a second, a teammate, hey, come on, bro, we got this. We like, so I mean, came in that spring workout, spring ball went good. Coming to the summer with TC, played a big part in this program, man. Strength and conditioning wise, built a whole bunch of guys up to who they are today, physically. And then we all just knew it was a chip on our shoulder. We all felt like we should have been there last year, but I mean, the cars didn't fall in our spots, and it was just, and we couldn't blame nobody but us. But then coming into the season, preseason, seeing that video, going to the media day, just seeing like the rankings and stuff, we just knew we had something to prove. And it just came from the first game we playing A&T. The boys came out there. We came out there with a different type of energy, and it just kept that throughout the whole season. And then I ain't gonna say just like it was easy, man. It definitely wasn't. We had our trials and tribulations, especially that South Carolina state loss, because the same thing happened last year. We lost that one game, and that was the game to figure who going to the Celebration Bowl. So, I mean, just that week alone, and losing that game, we just had to, like, come together and just, like, hey, bro, it's not the end of the road. Like, there's still a lot of ball left to play, because we could have really just gave up then and there and just say, hey, man, it's over with. Like, same thing happened last year. We ain't really got no chance, but them guys, they were resilient, and it just showed throughout the season. Coming to after that game, coming to the conference play, just foot on the gas. The boys were relentless. You see it like throughout the scores and games we had, even the close ones. The boys just never gave up, and it just all worked in our favor.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you're right. I mean, it worked in your favor because it, like I said, at the end of the day, you ended up a champion. Before we get to the champion, you guys did, and you spoke about it a little bit. You guys suffered some losses, and people kind of, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a man. I'm a stand-up guy. I saw you guys lose a couple of games that I thought that you maybe should have won or whatever. I was like, I don't know if they will. Well, one, when you lost to Campbell, that was the game a lot of people circled, and a lot of folks wrote you off after the Campbell. And then the South Carolina State loss, you no longer controlled your own destiny, right? You had to have some things happen in your favor. What were those times like overcoming that adversity of specifically those you spoke about South Carolina State loss, but the Campbell loss as well?
One thing I could say, just a whole overall team and culture and stuff, never back down from the challenge, and that definitely was a challenge, especially that Campbell game. It got ugly. But I mean, that's
it did. I mean, I'm glad you said it at the end,
but no, it was definitely a learning experience for us, man. It just kind of just like we just realized like what we need to work on, just like everywhere. Like even just for me personally, I realized what I had to work on my game in that Campbell loss, and then just like the South Carolina State loss, it was just kind of like we beat ourselves. I mean, the players were there. We had a couple touchdowns taken off the board just because of flags and stuff. And our coach always preaches, Eagles can't beat the Eagles. If they're going to beat us, they're going to beat by them. We can't beat ourselves. In that game, I felt like that's what we did. We beat ourselves. So it's just a wake-up call for real.
Absolutely, man. But like you said, South Carolina State, they weren't able to hold tight. You guys get back in the driver's seat. Once you guys realize, okay, now it's lock in mode. What was that like after, say South Carolina State suffered another loss after you guys? What was the team mindset moving forward at the rest of the season going into, I think you might only had a few games left that year or before the postseason play?
For real, it was the same mindset we had coming in the season. We knew what we had, what was at stake, and we knew what we wanted to do and how we wanted to be remembered Central history. So, I mean, the loss was devastating, whatever, but the mindset never changed. We still attack every week like it was a championship week, take it day by day, game by game.
Absolutely, man. So, you guys win the MEAC. You're MEAC champions. You sweep the MEAC awards. You win Offensive Player of the Year. Your coach wins Coach of the Year. Khalil wins Defensive Player of the Year. But you got another game. You got the Celebration Bowl. What was that? You guys get in because the MEAC doesn't have a championship game. You guys got a long break in between there. Now, most people, they get a break, but you actually had a surgery. What was that like? In between your last game and the Celebration Bowl, you had like a surgery. How did you kind of find out that was happening? Did you know you had to have the surgery? What was that about?
Yeah, we did definitely sweep the MEAC. Forgot about my dog Rod Mitchell, one offensive lineman of the year too.
No, sorry about that. Sorry, Mr.
Like
Mitchell.
17,
I didn't mean
17 all-conference players, but yeah.
We
after that Tennessee Tech game, I still remember like it was one play. I came out, my pinky was like kind of bendy. It was stuck like this, and then I could move it, get stuck. But just won that game. Came in on the doctors the next day. They had said I needed X-rays and stuff. Got that Monday. Looked at X-rays and it was like the pinky's fracture and stuff like that. So best case scenario, we have to get surgery. If not, it's a high risk that it'll be just like stuck, like in a position if that doesn't happen. So I mean, it was a quick turnaround though because they knew we had a game to play. So had the X-rays, talked to the doctor, ended up getting surgery, and then from that point on, it was just like getting healthy enough to play in that game and to play in the championship.
Absolutely. Now, you can tell me now, man. Just tell me. Were you guys prepping for Jackson State the whole time, or were you kind of just waiting to see who won the SWAC, or what was that like between your team, your coaching staff, as far as prepping for the Celebration Bowl?
Nah, I won't say we were prepping for Jackson State really. Before that SWAC championship game, was really just dialing in to ourselves, getting back to the meat and bones of our offense and just understanding like what we need to do, how we get better at what we do. Because I mean, college football is crazy, and so we were still waiting on that game because hey, I done seen some people. I don't know. It's hard to beat the team twice when they see what you got. But so at that point in time, the game could have went either way in my eyes. So we just took that week to just dial in what we do, and now how we could perfect our craft until that game came. And then we seen Jackson State won. Then we started to get ready after that championship.
Absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Davius Richards of North Carolina Central, Celebration Bowl champion. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Now, Davius, let's talk about, leading up. Now, you know who you're playing. You're playing Jackson State. You're playing, they got the glitz and the glamour, all the media attention. But your coach, I mean, you guys were locked in. What was it about your coach, your coaching staff? What were those 2 weeks going into the Celebration Bowl with everything? Because even with the Celebration Bowl, it's a bowl game. So you got a lot of appearances, events, different things like that. What was that experience like for you?
For the most part, I like to pride our team on being a team that ain't really on whatever the media says. We kind of just put our head down and work. So that was a big aspect in us. And then just leading up to the Celebration Bowl and just, like you said, all the activities we had, which was, hey, they did a phenomenal job, man. Salute to the Celebration Bowl. Them boys did their thing. But we all knew what we came up for. Coach was like, hey, when we got there like on Wednesday or whatever, we say, hey, I'm not trying to take y'all fun away or whatever. Enjoy yourselves because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Everybody don't get to play for a championship and experience all the experience. But at the same time, just remember, like, why we here. Like, we here for a reason, not just here to just get laughs and giggles and stuff like that. But enjoy yourselves, have fun, but also just remember at the end of the day, we here for a game.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, I got to ask you, because Coach Oliver put it out there. It was a lot of little funny stuff he felt like was happening. Did you, in the team, did y'all feel it? Like the disrespect? Let's just call it what it was. He brought up that situation where you guys had to get out of the bus in the middle of the street or something like that, and then being in a tunnel 10 minutes before the the national anthem or something like that. Did you guys feel that? And how as a player does that come off when you noticing some stuff that seemed kind of janky a little funny style?
Especially like just in the tunnel incident, I was kind of, it felt like a little weird to me. I ain't took that as disrespect though, cause I just thinking like that's just like how bowl games are. Cause usually when we enter the tunnel before we go play the game, we'll run on the field. It'd be like 2 minutes left on the clock or whatever to get the game started. Mm-hmm. So I guess I ain't really peeped that, but just in general, the media gonna do what they do and just try to create a story, create all the buzz and hype to get everybody ready for the game. And I mean, Jackson State, they did their thing this year, man. They came in the game undefeated. Then swept everybody they played for real. So, I mean, they were well deserving of all the fame and glory that was coming towards their way. But, yeah, it was definitely some disrespect here and there or whatever. And now sometimes can be intentional, sometimes can't be, sometimes not intentional. And, I mean, for the most part, I mean, we handled it real well, really well.
Yeah.
And just from the commentators talking about you built a nice little program down there and stuff like that. It's something that it was some other stuff, but just like that one. Then I guess another interview they mistaked us for South Carolina State, but it just
North Carolina A&T. It was it was actually at the that was wild. I did think that was wild. I mean, come on, man, come on, Ashley, and I like Ashley, but he's tweaking a little bit.
Like, I understand. We both from North Carolina, but we two different colors, two different mascots and stuff like that. It's not that hard, bro.
They're not even in the MEAC no more.
But I just let them commentators and whoever it was trying to disrespect to have fun. Cause at the end of the day, they're not the ones putting on the pads. We put on the pads going against them. And as long as it ain't really comes directly for them, I mean, I can't really say much. But we did take heed into it. Had that just put a little chip on our shoulder for real. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're just gonna make y'all respect our work. We're not gonna say too much. Y'all can say what y'all want, but y'all just not gonna come at us sideways. We'll let the work speak for itself.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now take me to the game. You're in the game. Y'all playing. What was it like out there for you, man? Because I'll be honest. Looked like you was having fun out there, man. With Tweet, I mean, they couldn't tackle you. They couldn't tackle Mookie. I mean, just being honest, man. What was it like? Was some runs as easy as you made them look? Was the throws, the completions? What was it like? Run me through the game because I don't get to play, so I don't get that experience.
Nah, most definitely one that's easy as it. But I tell you, like that was probably one of the most well-rounded teams we played this year. Just even the preparation. Yeah, usually you can pick on bits and pieces of defense and such, like they secondary or they linebackers or they D-line, whatever. But I mean, those guys built a pretty well-rounded team from the D-line, linebackers to DB. So coming to that game, we just knew we were going to have to play our best game. But, I mean, me and the whole coaching staff, offense, defense, special team, whatever, we got extreme confidence in our team and our ability. So we just knew we come out there and play our ball and don't beat ourselves. The results was going to be in our favor.
Absolutely, man. Now, at what point, or was there any point in the game where you felt like, we got, at least on the offensive side, you don't play defense, but on offense, was there any point? Because y'all jumped out on them 10-0. Was it that point? It was like, we can do this. We just doing our stuff and it's working and it's working well. Was there any point you was like, we got these guys. We got these guys.
For real, we came into the game thinking that before the point.
I like that.
We came into the game like with that mindset, like this our game. They're gonna have to take it from us, like literally take it, whatever they got to do to take it from us. But we came in that screen of confidence in our abilities, man. Even before the coin toss, walked out there, shook it. I mean, dap hands and stuff like that. We just knew it was our game, and we just played to our abilities, and it was gonna happen.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Davius Richard of North Carolina Central, the Celebration Bowl champion, offensive MVP. Now, how has life been any different since you say I woke up a champion? What has life been like since the game? How's it been like for you, sir?
For real, nothing but resting for real, man. It was a long season. When I tell you, I probably from that day to when I got home to now, I probably left the house max probably like 5 times, and that was like
man.
So, but yeah, I mean, I just been trying to enjoy the moment, just living the moment right now, just enjoy this feeling, because like I said, it was a blessing that God put us in this position, man. So right now, it's just really been interviews here and there, enjoying the moments, celebrating with my teammates, and then just for real, that was the most part overall.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But outside of Celebration Bowl and outside of winning the MEAC championship and everything, man, you graduated, man. What'd you get your degree in? First of all, congratulations. But what'd you get your degree in, and how was it? What was the feeling of getting a college education, getting a degree from North Carolina Central University?
I got my degree in business administration with a concentration in management, and to do that in like 3.5 years, it was amazing.
Yeah,
like it was just not even just on my part. It's more like just seeing my family and my people happy because they came out here for the graduation, and just seeing the smile I put on their face, just accomplishing what I did was a lot. And then I just like to look at it like it's bigger than me at the same time, like because I got a lot of people down from where I'm from in Florida, a lot of older people and just younger people, and they just like chime in sometimes, be like, hey, man, you doing good, keep it up, just setting a great example for the kids down here. And just being that, if I am or if I'm not, just being like a role model, just what I would want to see from a person from where I'm from, just giving them kids hope that, hey, man, you can make it out there, you can do what you do. And then at the end of the day, it's bigger than football because, I mean, we call it breaking even. They use you for football, you use them for a free education or whatever, a partial education. So, I mean, hey, I'm more than blessed to say I broke even with my degree.
Absolutely, man. Hey, that is beautiful, man. That is beautiful to hear. Well, Davius said, only got a few more questions, and then I'll get you up out of here. But you have a degree. You have a Celebration Bowl championship. You probably accomplished more or just as amount that you expected to accomplish during your career at North Carolina Central. Was there any thought of turning pro? Was that a thought at all, or was it the whole time you knew that you were going to come back to North Carolina Central?
For instance, I ain't really no thought. I knew I was gonna come back. Like I said, I'm here to break even, whatever. So they offering to pay for a little extra of my education towards my master's and stuff. I'm gonna take it because football ain't gonna last so long. And then if it's God willing, I'll get to the league whenever I need to be. And if it felt like it's not God's calling right now for me to take that approach, I feel like I need to come back, just further my education, just put myself in the best position for whenever I graduate. Cause I mean, the league is a scary place. It can be a scary place to those people because how often people get cut is real, like cutthroat business and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I'm in the best position just in case, God forbid, that doesn't work out, that I got my degree on like halfway or almost done with my master or whatever it takes. So just in case I have to go into the business world right after college or after I'm done with football, that I can go out there and say, hey, I can say, yeah, you can. I'm in this tight tax bracket because I got my master.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna take advantage of this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. But speaking of business, you got your degree in business, but I did some digging, man. I saw you be cutting hair.
Yeah,
you be cutting hair, man. How'd that come about, man? How'd you get in cutting hair and stuff?
For real, started like I want to say last year. It was like during the summer. You know how these haircut prices been going crazy, bro. Like,
man, what? No, don't remind me. Oh my God.
So yeah, man. That was just like a big thing to us. So that summer, I just bought my own clippers. Like, hey, if anybody gonna mess up my hair, it'll be me. So I just went. I went to cut my hair for like about a good 6 months to a year. Then one of my homeboys just asked, hey, like, you try to chop me? I'm like, hey, I ain't even gonna care. Like, I just did mine. I don't know how it's gonna look on yours. So whatever. I told him, whatever happens. You can't be mad at me or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all right. It wasn't the best, but just them boys trusted me with their head. So I mean, since then I just started like this year in like January, February, and then just been doing it ever since as like a little hobby. Cause I really enjoy it though. It's just like it takes you to give you the barbershop vibes, man. Like,
yeah,
I just talk about any and everything from sports to movies to women, whatever.
Man.
Especially with my team, man. Just give me that time, the opportunity to just get a little closer with them, just learn a little bit more about them.
That's dope, man. Hey, that's really dope, man. Hey, I see, and I was looking at your work. You be getting them boys tight now. You be doing all right, man.
Hey, I'm telling you, like the celebration boy, they had like a whole barbershop down there, like for free. Like and they Sip the surgeon, he had did He was the first one to cut me like over a year for real. But he had cut me, got me right, and I was just chopping it up with him and some of the other barbers, and they were just giving me like tips and stuff. So hey, it's gonna get a little crazy, man. Them boys don't put me on game.
Hey, yeah, and look, with your degree, with your master's, you know, you go work a job, you end up opening you up a shop. You ain't got to work in it, you know. Hey, man, hey, that's pretty dope, man. Well, let me get you out of here, though, Davius. Once again, we're talking to Davius Richard, the Celebration Bowl champion. He's headed back to North Carolina Central for one final year. Now, Davius, I want to ask you, you guys won a Celebration Bowl. You guys are feeling good, and you're returning a whole lot of guys coming back for next year. What is your expectations? I know it's still early and you still got some signing day, some transfers. Your roster will probably look a little different by the time 2023 starts. But what are your expectations for this North Carolina Central team as you go on to defend your MEAC title and to defend your Celebration Bowl title?
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody that plays football plays for one thing, and that's that ring at the end of the road. So, I mean, right now that's my expectation. But like you said, it is early. But in the whole big picture, I'm trying to get another one.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, Davius, man, I appreciate you taking a few minutes out your day, man. Hey, congratulations once again on graduating. Congratulations on getting them barber skills tight. And once again, congratulations on winning that Celebration Bowl championship. I wish you nothing but the best, man. Hey, and I can't wait to see what North Carolina Central is able to bring in 2023, man.
Man, appreciate the love and the opportunity, man. Most definitely.
Hey, it's no doubt. Once again, this is JeffLightsYJr with the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr YouTube. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. And Dave, before we get out of here, where can people find you, man? We're on social media. Can everybody find you? Instagram, TikTok, whatever you use, Twitter.
You can find me on Instagram at 11DWR. I believe my TikTok the same. I'll be posting on that a little bit, but more Instagram, more like my forte. Twitter, Davius Richard. Just simple as that.
Absolutely, man. Be sure to go follow him. If you reach out to him, if you got any NIL opportunities, any barber clippers, send him some clippers, man, so he get his folks right, everything. Let's get him together, man. Once again, this is Davius Richard, Celebration Bowl champion. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you.